Welcome to the wonderful world of vintage powder actuated tools. And here's a case that shows you just how wonderful it can be sometimes. I'm going to take this moment to add to my video on the Star Model 100 high velocity tool. At the time I mentioned I had 3 tools. It wasn't my intent to own 3 tools, but I did have them. As you can see now I got a couple more, and I think actually there's a 6th one hiding around here someplace. Not really sure. But I digress. The first Model 100 tool that I purchased was this one. I had bought it online about 15 years ago. It was a good price, so I went ahead and bought it. The problem was when I received the tool, and I think I knew it when I ordered it or purchased it, it was missing the breech plug. Usually I don't hold the seller responsible for that. Most people don't know anything about these tools, so a missing part, they're not going to know anything about it. So I don't usually worry about it. It's, it's about buyer beware is my philosophy on powder actuated. That goes for new tools too, by the way. I bought the tool, couldn't fire it, it just became a shelf item. Eventually, and I'm going to say this was probably about 10 years ago, I was able to find this tool, much older version. It does have a breech plug. However, the breech plug, when I got it, had a big old crack in it. You can see it right there. It's got a crack that runs all the way down. This sucker's about ready to split in half, so I couldn't use that. Again, buyer beware. I can't really blame the seller, although it's easier to come back and say, "Can't you tell that was busted in half?" But hey, most people don't know about these things, and I'm the one that bought it. Eventually I came across another tool. It was open like this, or a photo was shown of this, so I knew it had a breech plug. And a breech plug that sticks sometimes. Okay, all 3 of these tools here have 1/4-inch barrels for shooting 1/4-inch pins, by the way. And when I got this one, I stuck it in the other tools, because I'd like to fire them, and I couldn't get the tools to close all the way. If you look at these 2 breech plugs, though I'm sure both of them are damaged, you can see still that the knurling, or the pattern on the edge here, is quite a bit more pronounced than it is on this one here. Definite difference, visual difference in those 2 breech plugs. So I had to do something I'm not proud of, something I preach against, a little bit of modification in order to get at least one of the other barrels to work, because I could have just swapped the barrels in them. And I think I may have damaged this breech plug shooting it to making that video. These 2 tools here I got recently. These are both 3/8-inch barrel tools. They are diameter for shooting 3/8-inch pins. So to begin with, even if the breech plug does look a lot like this one, manufactured at the same time, it's also, you can tell this one's much longer, so you can use the longer powder loads in it. This one here, also longer, but it's machined totally different. So what I'm getting at here is that Star, over the years, had been using a little bit of planned obsolescence in their tools, and that's probably why, well, that would be why the breech plugs, I had so much trouble getting to fit in those tools. So that's just one of the things you run into on these tools. You come across problems like that. You ought to see the problem that came with speed fastener. Speaking of speed fastener, I had always heard speed fastener was the last company to manufacture high velocity tools or sell high velocity tools, however you want to put it, in the United States. Turns out, I was reading something online a couple of years ago that Star was apparently manufacturing them after Speed Fastener had closed their doors. So I'm not sure how true that is. I also have some information that they were still selling powder well into the 90s, up into the late 90s. I didn't think they were still doing that, but apparently that is true. I don't know if they continue to sell the high velocity tool that long. Probably not. That's all I'm going to say on the Star Model 100 now. I might tear one of these up someday. There's a couple of them don't seem to work very well. Could use some cleaning. This one here, it's missing a little button there. And since this base plate is all rusted and stuff, I might try to take that button off and attach it to that one instead. I don't know. And probably shouldn't mess with the 3/8" very much, because other than that missing tab, button, stud, there are the tools in the best shape. But be that as it may, that's where I'm going to end it. Thanks for watching, and have the best day that you deserve.